What's going on, everybody? What's happening? It's been about a week since I posted anything. You know, I've been trying to go through and make some deals work and do some deals and create some different kind of avenues and everything. Today I'm doing a CAO in Yeho. I've done a review on this a couple of times. To me, this is the closest thing that you'll find to the basing, you know, the Amazon basing. It's not as rich as the basing, but it has notes similar to it. You got some notes, you know, it's a little bit, has a little bit more body to it than the Brasilia, but it's in that same plethora of notes that you're looking at. So I will recommend it if you get an opportunity to try it. And it's a great price point because, you know, where I get it from, it's about 10 to 11 bucks. If you're in Florida, of course, you're going to be no state tax, but you might get it a little cheaper than that. But the average of it is about 10 to 11 bucks, no more than 12. It's a good full body cigar, great with espresso. This would be a great cigar with espresso. Something that's deep, rich, and has a lot of coffee notes to it. Will pair well with this actual cigar. It's a beautiful day. We need to take advantage of beautiful days, rainy days, cloudy days. Don't let the day determine your attitude. It could be raining all it wants to, but if you have a positive attitude about yourself and you have a positive situation going on for yourself, it doesn't matter what else is going on outside. You're appreciative of the blessings that have been bestowed upon you. You're appreciative for the friendships that you've kindled, and you are in position where you understand, you know, gifts, you know, provision, things that are provided for you. Sometimes we can get caught up worrying about why we are going through what we're going through, instead of identifying what the message is that you're supposed to be learning. What is it? When you're going through something, you're supposed to be learning something. Somebody, you know, God is trying to get your attention. He's trying to get your attention. Pay attention. If you're having relationship issues, pay attention. If you're having financial issues, pay attention. And understand that at any point in time, something can happen. But with your faith, you know that everything is going to be okay. Because just like as a parent, we're always parents that care about their children. And let me say that first. Parents that care about their children is never going to be at every beck and call, but they'll be there whenever that child really and truly needs them. They'll be there. You know, so they're gonna give you some of your wants and all of your needs. You know, so if a child needs something, if a parent cares about their child and want to see their child do well, they're gonna provide that for them. And some of their needs, some of their wants, they'll provide. You know, especially if they're younger. You know, when they get older, that you would hope and pray that you've developed them into the type of the type of child that it would be responsible, being able to take care of what they need to take care of, not have to come to you as much. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, and I apologize for the glare. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, you know. Sometimes it doesn't work that way for things to work out like that. You know, sometimes a child just need a little extra. And that's okay. And if you have it to give, you know, bless your children with that, because, you know, you will hope and pray that they would do the same for their children. And lighten the load. You know, my father, you know, he's provided a great structure. You know, he provided a structure of how to be a man. A lot of the things, I see myself in him. And I see a lot of the things that he has done and provided for me in my life. I see myself doing the same thing. You know, just how we react, how we talk, how we, you know, he's a man that he loves his children and he provides, and he takes care of everything. He's not going to be the most flashiest person, but for him and what he made throughout his career working, he made it work for him, and I can only respect that. So when a person sits back and say, well, a person's supposed to have X amount of money to do this and do that, my father has always had the opportunity to be able to go on trips, travel. His wife, she bought a brand new car every year or every 2 years, and nothing was never turned off. No lights was turned off. No foreclosure notices. None of that information came to that doorstep. And now his house is completely paid off. So identify sometime when people sit back and say, well, a man got to be at a certain level. That man might be the devil. Yeah, you might get that 6-figure guy, and guess what? He might be asking you to do all kind of stuff. You know, relieve himself on you, disrespect you, talk to you any kind of way, hit on you, all of these things. But he's a good man because he got money. Money doesn't make you a good man. Your character makes you a good man. How you act, how you react, how you are tender to your children, listening to your children. A lot of times, your kids might say something to you, and it might make you cringe, you know, because you still look at them as your child. But you have to respect the simple fact that they are grown and they have become adults. And you have to just keep faith, knowing that God has provided you assistance to raise them and nurture them in a way that is beneficial for them to become adults. One day, parents. One day, grandparents. And they will teach their children the way of the land, you know. So, hey, you know, try to enjoy life. Try to smile. Try to laugh as much as you possibly can. And try to have great conversations and be genuine with your conversation. You know, sometimes people have a tendency to think that I'm this quote unquote male alpha. You know, I'm very respectful in how I speak with people. And a lot of times I have the right to have an opinion just as you. But the thing about it is that I'm never going to disrespect your opinion. And I'm going to allow for you to value whatever opinion you is. And the one thing that always get me, and this is what usually when I'll shut down, and I know that I shut down, is when a person says, it's my truth. So at that point, there's nothing else that I can say to them, because it's in their truth. That's what they believe. And regardless if you show it to them in a book, regardless if you bring up all kind of factual evidence, in their mind, what they believe is true. And the best way to counter that is that if your child told you that, how would you respond to that? If your child says, yeah, Mom, I know you told me to come in at 11, but my truth is, I think I'm capable to come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's their truth. They believe that it's okay for them to come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. So you have to be mindful when you say my truth, because everybody has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. Even children have opinions. So be mindful of the simple fact that when you say everybody has an opinion, my truth, that's my truth, that still don't mean that it's facts. It still doesn't mean that it is right. It still doesn't mean that, and it's okay to be wrong sometimes. That means that you have the ability to learn. Nobody knows everything, you know? And, you know, I had a conversation with a young lady, you know, the other day, and she was like, you know, this is it. You know, she said she was just so adamant about men. And I like, hey, listen, she said she has to settle. And so the question is that when you think that you have to settle, understand and recognize that people have to settle with you. They got to settle with you because you're not perfect. The things that you do are not perfect. So if you want someone that you can control, then you're going to always have a guy. You're not going to have a man that is coming in and has that leadership and authorship that you're looking for. You're going to have a do-boy. You know, whatever it is that you do or you say, because your name is on the lease, your name is on the mortgage, and they just contributing. So now you're looking at them as if they're a renter. You know what I'm saying? And you selling them a room. So understand, if you love a person, love doesn't come in a form of you gonna try to dictate how they should act. Love is a situation where you know, if you know that this is something that you wouldn't do and you still do it because you just want to make sure that the other person is happy, that's a form of definitely compromising in love. And like I said, there's no perfect person out here. No perfect person out here. So identify the simple fact of that. Work on smiling, work on laughing, work on understanding and respecting the other person. And I think that if you respect the other person and you want the other person to respect you, you got to give that energy. And it's not going to always be good. It's not going to always be a situation whereas, you know, you might feel like you always the one that's compromising. Well, if God has placed it on your heart to have sympathy and that type of emotion, that means that you're stronger in that area. And what you do is you identify and say, okay, well, hey, when you deal with it enough until you can't deal with it, you pull back, you recess, you regroup, and then when you can give more, you give more. And if you're not able to give anymore, make sure that you get yourself in a situation where you don't have to deal with that environment. And you have to deal with that surrounding. So be in a good space. Smoke well, my friends. Again, it's the Añejo, CAO Añejo, Pylon. It's a really great stick, great price, good smoke, great with espresso, anything that's deep, rich coffee, dark roast, I would recommend it. So if you're a coffee connoisseur and you're a cigar connoisseur, try it together. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. You know what I'm saying? I think that I think it'll be a great combination. You know what I'm saying? Smoke well, my friends. Enjoy.